Going in game 2 of this series, Paul with a 500 VP Axis victory in game 1. Cookiez is going to try and beat that with encirclement as Oster against Paul's Soviets. This game, Paul is going to be utilizing Tank Hunter, Shock Rifle, or Guard Rifle combined arms. He doesn't have Guard Motor, but he does have access to guards, con blobs, and shocks. All three of those things extremely scary on this map. I don't know how Cookiez could possibly manage to make encirclement work on this map in particular, which has 3 cutoff points instead of only 1 or 2. So, not sure what Cookiez is thinking here, but he is going to go sniper opening. I've seen that work before, even on this map. Of course, we all have. Going to try to lead Paul's manpower that way. Paul going with a pretty standard 2 conscript opening. He didn't bring armored assault, by the way, so he's probably not planning his double M3 into tier 3 into Collins build that we saw in his series against Sir Lamy. Going to change his strategy to be more infantry based, I assume, on this map. Ooh, terrible start for Cookiez. Already forced to retreat. Fails to take control of a building right there. Paul gets there first. Little bit of manpower bleed already, and that's going to hurt Cookiez' map control. Can't get control of this left side munitions. Paul already has the right side munitions. Combat engineers moving to take that fuel point as well. More conscripts are on their way. Sniper on its way. We'll probably be able to start taking shots over here, all trying to block this retreat path with some sandbags. And Sniper misses his shot against the squad in the building. This squad pulls back into this building. Pretty quiet since Cookiez has gone with a very passive build of 2 machine guns and a sniper. He doesn't actually have much of any tools available in the middle here to provide vision for his snipers. Pyos are occupied over here on the left, capping, so sniper can't take shots, and every moment that your sniper is sitting idle is basically wasted manpower. Try and get it firing. 0 kills here at 3 minutes, even though he opened with it. Actually opened with an MG.
We are losing a sector.
But it's falling behind. And Cookiez' map control reflects that. Combat engineers continue taking control of all territory right, blocking this approach with some barbed wire.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
I'm an excellent marksman.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Sandbags going up left. S-mine field going down over here on the left side as well. Sniper's up to 3 kills. Does force that retreat. A pretty good engagement for that sniper. Starts stacking up a little bit of manpower bleed. MG's layered behind it to protect against an aggressive M3. And now Cookiez has only a very small amount of territory, but he does have the left side fuel point, and he does have what looks like control over the left side VP. The sniper continues to bleed Paul's conscripts. These sandbag positions won't help him against the sniper, clearly. Second squad of Pyos out to help with back capping. Combat engineers have rotated over here towards the middle. Mortar team fielded by Cookiez as well. So going very team weapon centric build. No grins really at all. So I suspect he's going to start getting himself flamethrowers soon to help him in the very urban engagements that this map tends to have. So far, nothing going too terribly wrong. He just doesn't have that much map control and needs to try and grow his territory a little bit. I don't think he has enough right now to be able to win this game. He needs at least 1 munitions. He probably needs more than 3 strategic points. Pio's jumping into green cover against the conscripts right there.
Mortar team awaiting orders.
Pio's working over here on the right side are going to get forced away by conscripts jumping into the capture circle just in time. Pio's finally moving up just a little bit to start grabbing the munitions with mortar support. This Tellermine placement will fail. Conscripts are going to spot that happening. Sniper keeps taking shots. 7 kills in 6 minutes, which is still a little slow. But he's catching up. He needs to be at about 1.5 kills per minute, roughly. A good rate for a 1v1. On this map, you could probably argue that 1.4 is a little bit more realistic. But either way, seems to be doing alright, and he's doing a good job keeping it alive against what Paul has fielded, which is 2 fuel caches actually. Gonna throw 400 manpower into that and start rushing towards some form of tech, I assume. Tier 2 going up. Once he gets a T-70 out, that'll be a pretty serious threat. So far, I don't think there are any Teller mines. Oh, there's one. One Teller mine down. He's gonna try and get Paul to rush a light vehicle and hit a Teller mine, basically. Try and bait his opponent into doing that with the sniper. MG42 working on conscripts over here on the left. Pio's making their way right. Another squad of Pio's making their way center. Pio's working on the middle VP. These Pio's sprinting for the building. Look at him go. I think sprints might be the only feature of this commander that's really that good. Everything else is pretty bad. In 1v1. I'm sure in team games you can try and make other stuff work. Stormtroopers fielded out of the church over here on the right side. I'm going to start working on that territory. Second mortar hitting the field, making its way up to the right side as well. He's going to try and maximize the damage. Pretty much just a manpower bleed build. Try and bleed his opponent's manpower with mortars and a sniper. Still no flamethrowers yet, surprisingly enough. Stormtroopers might be able to do a little bit of light damage to these conscripts. One squad into the building. Pio's getting chased down. Looks like they're going to be fine. We'll get clear. Mortar at this range will probably be able to do heavy damage to the conscripts in there quite quickly. Stormtroopers getting overwhelmed on the right side. They're going to have to retreat though. I'm not sure what their reinforcement cost is. Probably pretty expensive though. Costs 340 to field, but they probably have a little bit of extra manpower cost because they pop out of buildings. Machine gun burst right there will suppress those conscripts, force them into the building, and Paul is not going to wait for T-70. He immediately fields a half-track, getting out that light vehicle as quick as he possibly can, I assume. Here it comes, upgrading with a quad mount. He knows his opponent is encirclement, so he doesn't need to be worried about trying to shoot down planes or anything the way he was against Salami's close air support. Just wants the quad mount to try and hunt and kill the sniper, which it probably should be able to do just about as well as a T-70. Diving straight into these machine guns. I don't think there's a Teller mine available over here. There's the sniper. Ooh, didn't even need to finish upgrading with the quad mount. Gunned that thing down immediately. There is a Teller mine right there. Sniper, unfortunately, was out of position. The sniper had been positioned more towards the middle. That half-track very, very definitely could have run straight over that.
Enemy forces are securing our
But not
territory.
this time, unfortunately. Sniper goes down. Full retreat from Cookiez, center engagement. Mortars are probably going to be in danger here as well.
Our opponents are seizing
So there's the
sector.
retreat. And there's a minesweeper. I think Paul might have even seen that mine getting planted right there because the minesweeper is running straight for that. So the teller mine is going to get picked up. Demo charge on the building here, and Paul starts taking control of the entire map. Cookies push back into the base. Battle phase 2 in production here from Cookies. He's probably going to get a Panzerschreck on this squad. Nope, getting SDGs. I don't know what his anti-tank plan is. He doesn't have the fuel for a Panzer IV. And a T-70 is in production. A T-70 and half-track will completely shut him down if they don't hit any teller mines. There's a squad wipe from the demo charge. Just Pios, so not the end of the world, but probably not losses that Cookies wants to be taking when he's already very behind.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
That squad will retreat. Mortar also needs to retreat. And Paul has pretty much the entire map under his control. 441 VPs. He will set up the triple cap, take all priority territories. In addition to having constructed 2 fuel caches, his fuel income is going to skyrocket at this point. T-70 is also on the field to help him hold that territory. SDG upgraded stormtroopers over here on the right side are going in on those conscripts. They're gonna get chased away, so that's a bit of an engagement win for Cookies, I guess. Might be able to get some territory over here. He does not have a minesweeper to support, so I think he might be a little bit scared of demo charges or something. Fields a second squad out of the church right there to help him out. Bomb out half-track on its way. Mortars in the base. Trying to soften Paul up a little bit here. Minor damage. And there's tier 3. Without any map control, that Panzer IV is not gonna happen. He may be forced to go Stug. His options are probably go Stug or lose. Panzer IV is still several minutes away. Unless he can get map control back somewhere. Demo charge on the point right there. Looks like Cookies will skirt past it though. G42 moves up towards the munitions.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Mortar's trying to flush conscripts out of cover over here. Paul will backpedal slightly. Squad mount half track moves up, start putting pressure on the stormtroopers right there. And Paul is actually massing T-70s. Rather than pushing, he's just going to maintain territory on the front line with his infantry and half track, which is working pretty well. He's not really losing any of his territory. He will fail to secure himself vision on that demo charge, unfortunately. But he still has an excellent hold on the map. Third T-70 is in production. And there's the Stug. I think 3 T-70s could probably quite reliably beat a Stug. So once that reveals itself to Paul, which it just did, T-70s may actually make a move. No, he canceled the third T-70. When he saw the Stug, canceled it. Maybe he's going to go for T-34 next. No commander selection by Paul yet either. Flamethrower got wiped over here on the right side by the Stug, so it's off to a pretty good start. Continues its advance up the left. Here comes the T-70s. Unfortunately, an MG42 got wiped by conscripts over here on the left side. T-70s need to pull back away from that assault gun. A lot of infantry are making a full retreat right here. It doesn't look like Paul likes the engagement. He will pull back, but his T-70 not going to go in on this. Can't tell if that stolen machine gun's going to get away. STG's trying to gun it down on the retreat. Wow, barely escapes. Sliver of health remaining. Meanwhile, quad mount half track killing some Pios picks them up while Cookies is not monitoring the engagement.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Stormtroopers are working on some territories over here on the right. Demo charge wipes another squad right there. T-70s and half-track will dive the base to pick up the rest of Paul's units. Stug is currently on its way to try and support. Rear armor exposed to conscripts, going in for an AT grenade. Once it takes engine damage, there will be nothing stopping the T-70s from circle strafing it to death. The mortar got wiped here in the base. The Cookies is reduced to only his Stug and stormtroopers remaining. Conscripts continue the chase, trying to get in range for engine damage. T-70 tries to keep that Stug from firing, and the conscripts will land it. There it is, engine damage Stug, and the T-70s are just going to pull back to safety rather than try and finish it off. But either way, Cookies has lost pretty much all of his units. He's about to lose this, too. That half-track has picked up so many full squads. Just because Cookies wasn't quick enough to react. I think he may have just given up at this point. I don't know, he made it a late retreat on those stormtroopers, I guess, but it's pretty much irrelevant. The game's over. And Paul's going to take this series quite handily. With a triple fuel cache into hard Soviet Tier 3 light vehicles build, which on Loglay's Breakout works quite well. So well played by Paul. He will take the series and continue reigning as Star-Crossed King with one challenger defeated.